and welcome back to the Champagne series on BrightIAM. I'm Lucy Black and I'm joined here today by the beautiful Lou, and it's HumanKind Studios is her Brighton business. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Oh, so we're really excited because we've only just met each other.
We have,
Yeah.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, outside. And quite honestly, Lou, besters. We're best friends.
That's right.
That's
done.
it.
Let's go.
And I popped out with the wonderful Podcast Room Brighton, the boys here, and only in Brighton, a reach out to the area to say, hey, who are the powerhouse Brighton entrepreneurial women out there? And your name was recommended alongside many other beautiful, wonderful women. And when I looked into you and what you do, I thought, wow, do you know what? Let's give you some airtime to explain to people who haven't heard of you and maybe don't know your story, who you are and what it is you do.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I suppose
Appreciate
to
that.
start with, give us an overview.
Okay, so I'm Lou Hill. I own HumanKind Studios, which is wellness spaces in Brighton. So I have 4 studios. We do the yoga, the Pilates, the hot, the reformer, everything you would imagine that a wellness studio should do, apart from the sauna and the plunging and all of that stuff. We don't do that.
No.
We started HumanKind Studios was created in 2018, so 8 years ago.
Yeah, yes, coming
8
on now.
years ago. Yeah, and then we've just grown from there, from 1 studio to 4 studios to where I am right now.
Okay, so you've got a passion for wellness and a passion for looking after your body.
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved. Was it a passion for wellness? I passion for movement. Sorry, that's
okay. No, it's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved movement. I mean, it's not where I began. I mean, I've got a creative background, so artist, sort of that side of things. That's where I'm from. I love creating beautiful spaces. I like putting things together, and that sort of turned into then owning an art gallery, and then had a wedding dress shop, and then the wedding dress shop threw me off the edge, and that's when I went into wellness and did that thing that a lot of people do, did the yoga teacher training. And because I've always just had my own business, not always, but a lot of my life I went straight in and set up HumanKind.
Okay.
So it wasn't like this big dream that I've had all my life. It just sort of naturally came about. And
do you know what? I'm the more wonderful people I speak to here, the more I can see that there's never one straight linear path, and there certainly isn't in life or entrepreneurship. So you've always had your own businesses, but you've followed that creative design throughout your life. So tell us about your art then. How did that start up, and what was your studio there?
So in terms of, I mean, at uni, a long time ago, that's what I studied. I was illustration and printmaking, and then came out of that, and then actually went straight into PR. But my creativity has always been there. So that's where I kind of, everything I look at is, if you've got a creative head, then that's how I just look at everything with a creative view. So I'm always, when I like creating the art gallery, it was more about the space and the beautiful space rather than the actual business side of things. I'll be honest with you. We moved to, sorry, I'm sort of switching around a bit.
No, it's interesting.
My husband and I got married, and we lived in a tiny village called Fletching, and we had a shop as part of our house. So being the sort of artist and the creative side of me coming out, it's like, okay, art gallery, let's do art gallery. So we did an art gallery, and we opened an art gallery. And that was hard, really hard world. I mean, I'm very naive, but I learned a lot, a lot from that. That didn't really work. I mean, it did and it didn't. And then we moved back to Brighton. That's where we moved originally from. We moved back to Brighton because I needed to get out of the village life. And we had a wedding dress shop.
Okay, where was your wedding dress shop?
It was in Kemp Town.
Okay, wow.
So, yeah, I mean, I look back now and I think, how the hell did we come up with that one? Because there was, but it was, again, a beautiful space, beautiful dresses, high-end dresses, very creative. Just poured everything into that. And then realized that I'm not a salesman, and it was intense,
Okay.
women's dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it was
holding a lot of expectations actually, and probably quite a lot of disappointments because they'll have something in
absolutely.
their mind of what they want to look like, then it's the wrong dress, it's the wrong.
It's just delivering someone's dream, their
Yes.
ultimate dream, and all of that in between. Getting it right, getting it wrong. You can't get it wrong. You
Mm,
cannot get someone's wedding dress wrong because that is
yes.
their it has to be perfect. So we did that. I did that for quite a while, and then doing yoga alongside of that. And then I had sat down with Adam, with my business partner and husband, and he was like, "Okay, Lou, this is either you go forward with this, we just knuckle down and get it right, or or do you think you'd be happier?" And I was like, "Okay, I need to get out of this.
Okay,
It's too
so
much."
change again.
Yeah,
But do you know what is so refreshing, Lou, that
yeah,
is? Because just because we say we're going to do something and we start it and we go all in, it's really refreshing. And it's really important, I think, to be able to change that course. Take the learnings. If it hasn't worked the way you thought, fine. But then take all of that into your
absolutely,
new venture. And
absolutely.
that's how Humankind
Yeah, so
Studios was made.
humankind. I did my yoga teacher training, and then um, being how I am and how Adam is, it was like, well, we got to find a space. We got to set up a studio. None of this get teaching and get some experience behind you. It was
Yeah.
like, no, studio, and which we did. We opened a small studio, 9 mats, and then lockdown, blah blah blah. And then after that, I guess my first sort of bigger studio opened, and that was 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, and then from then it's been 4 studios.
Wow. So you're overseeing the running and you're also teaching classes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that the lady, I can't remember her name, I should have written it down, who had put you forward, said that you are just an absolute incredible mentor to so many women here in Brighton, supporting them through these studio working out, etc., and everything you do. Tell me, what difference do you see in people who come and start yoga? Is it like more of a journey? It's not like me when I go to the gym and I'm on my own, I'm music in, head down. Do they join like almost a family with you?
Well, for humankind, we all say about community. Where if you have a studio, it's always about the community, and that's a very common thread.
Mm.
But for me, the community part of what people I like to attract people, or what people come for, is that is it's the smaller detail. It's the warm welcome.
Mm.
It's how the studio's presented. It's about the person next to you who's talking to you. It's about the teacher that's asking you about your day. It's maybe that they have dog walking groups, and obviously they go to the pub together. It's all about that little community that
Mm.
you bring into someone. People, I mean, some classes, I think, are you actually here for the yoga or the Pilates? I'm like, come on, everyone.
Oh, they're all having a
Zip
chat.
it up.
Okay, okay.
Which is, there's a place for that more serious space, and maybe some of the classes are, depending on what the teacher's like. But the humankind is not the serious space. It's
Okay.
definitely the more relaxed, the more freer place, depending on what you're teaching, and which studio you're in. But that's the common thread. I always think of humankind like a bit like a hotel. It's a bit of a used analogy that I use on my teachers. But when you come through that door, if you're going to a hotel, you want someone on reception to acknowledge you. You want your room ready. You want a warm welcome, and you kind of want everything to sort of fit together.
Yeah.
And you meet someone by the pool. You want to make friends. I kind of think of humankind like that. I don't want someone eating a burger on reception or ignoring me or on their phone.
Yes, good.
My room's not ready. I'm already slightly, even if I'm early, I want it ready.
Yes, quite right.
So that's what I kind of try and weave into everything, is
Yeah.
how we conduct ourselves at humankind, so that people just come in and they just immediately feel like they're getting the best experience they can for that amount of time.
Okay. And it's lovely. And this, being a woman in midlife myself as well, looking after your body, looking after your strength and finding a community to do it alongside with, you're actually giving back to the community in a really, really big, important way.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you're settled now in this stage of life and in this business model? You're not going to open up another shop or anything? This is where we're at, yeah?
Go back to wedding dresses.
No.
Burger bar.
Honey, I had 5 guys yesterday. Honestly, I nearly did me in, didn't it? It was honestly.
I think so. That's where I'm going next.
I love that.
Pie and mash. Yes, this is definitely where I'm at. Where is it going? I don't know. I mean, we've grown so quickly. From 2 studios, which was manageable, and then 3 studio. I opened a hot studio, and then the 4th studio was another hot studio, and that was probably a little bit too quick, but the opportunity came up. If I said no, I'd have lost the space. So it's like, okay, grab it, do it. But now it's about, rather than getting bigger, it's about being stronger in the business. Now, you can open things too quickly and not have everything in place, the right foundations, the right operational management team, all of that. You need all of that before you can start making money properly and growing or really maximizing your potential out of each business, which I'm not doing. I'm hands up, I'm not doing that at the moment, but I'm certainly learning how to do that. 4's enough.
Yes.
And then where does that take me? Or where does it take the business? I mean, there's trends come and go with the wellness sector. So now at the moment it's Pilates, and I'm throwing myself included into that. I'm learning Pilates, loving it. And really embracing that new trend. But of course, trends come and go. Yeah. So you've got to be able to stay consistent. You've got to build something that people keep coming to you even after Pilates has sort of calmed down a bit and we're back into yoga. You've still got to, you've got to invest. You've got to understand your market. And make some money.
Yeah. And ultimately, that's what this needs to be about, because even if you absolutely love what you do, you need to make it pay.
Absolutely. Yeah. You need to pay yourself.
Yes,
you need to make it pay. And it's all very well, I mean, to set up a lovely studio, and there's so many studios popping up, and they look gorgeous. They have the wooden floors, the great machines, everything. And I think, oh my gosh, that's what I love doing. But the profit and loss, your VAT, your operational, your landlord, your lease, all of that stuff, which I didn't care about when I started. I mean, I did, but it wasn't high up there. It was about, okay, let's make something beautiful so everyone will come. Yeah. And yes, that you think you're going to make money if everyone comes and it's beautiful. It doesn't, unfortunately.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like every sector, well, in restaurants, all of that, Yeah. You've got to really understand your business and understand your figures, your profit, all of that.
Yeah. So I suppose for women who are watching this, and the idea with the Champagne series was to set up this beautiful platform for women like yourself who are a few steps ahead of people starting out. What would be a piece of advice, Lou, that you would give somebody who is looking to open a space, whether that's a wedding dress shop, burger bar, an art gallery, or a wellness studio? What's the first thing they should consider that you can give them from your learning?
Know your numbers.
Okay. And what does that look like? What does that mean?
So, I mean, a space might look beautiful. Okay, but what's the rent? Does that, what have you done? Have you looked at your market? Have you done your research? Do you know how many classes you need to, or what you need to be offering in order to make enough profit? And profit means when all of your expenses have gone out and you've paid yourself. Yes. And you've, got a little bit aside as well. Are you making profit? And once you paid your VAT, know that, after a certain amount of money you're making, your VAT goes up. So all of a sudden you think, oh, I'm going to make some money now. And they go, oh, no, you're not. We're going to take that away as well. Yeah. But we won't go down that road. So
do you know what? I actually think we should go down that road just a little bit, halfway down the lane, because I hear this time and time again, and I'm experiencing it myself in my own business, that you do start to get to the point where you're breaking even. Oh, breaking even. Oh, it's all good. But then there's so much that gets taken.
Absolutely.
And we're building, we're creating roles, creating work for other people. Yeah. And still, it feels a bit like you're getting penalised.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm at 100%, and I know this is across every sector,
Yes.
but obviously from my experience with the wellness, wellness. If you own say a public leisure centre, you don't have to pay VAT or business rates.
Okay.
So they go, okay, you're providing wellness for your community, you're taking the pressure off the NHS, you're doing a service, you don't have to pay any of that. However, if you're not a charity or you're not a pub in a leisure centre,
Yeah.
then no, you don't get any of that. You get full business rates. Maybe they're increasing as well, and you have to pay your 20% VAT.
Okay, so that's a real problem.
It's a massive problem, and it's big out there. There's that disruption going on out there. We're not happy about it, because ultimately, if your venue closes down, you're not keeping people healthy and fit and healthy, and then they're going, and that's the pressures back on the NHS again.
Yeah.
So it seems really unfair, really unbalanced.
Yeah, that's not right. And I suppose as well, you're going to have to charge that little bit extra to cover these business rates, which means in turn, people who, like everybody, is facing this cost of living crisis, maybe they can't reach them prices. And if they do, at what cost to something else in their life? And so people can't come, but they need to come. It's really hard.
I think when people have to prioritize, then perhaps they will keep the wellness rather than the going out and eating in restaurants.
Yes.
Maybe if they're that way inclined, they might not be. But yes, it's a tricky one. And I think, again, if you were to start your own business, I would say always set your prices higher. It's very common to think, okay, well, I'll make it a bit cheaper. I'll get more people in.
Yes.
I mean, I'm guilty of that through and through. And it's my biggest regret, because actually you spend so much time, especially as you started making money and your tax goes up and your rates go up and everything goes up. You have to then push the prices up, and people don't like it, obviously, and you lose people, and it's just harder to sell your business in. You've sold yourself in a lower level. I think big yourself up, big your prices up, and then work from there. Yeah, definitely.
Be bold and be brave, and actually make sure you're covering the cost so that this is a business that pays.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and value your worth, value your teachers. Don't think, okay, well, we'll charge less, we'll pay them less. No, be bold about what you're offering and be good at it. Do a good service, be bold, and that is proven to bring in more money.
Yeah. And I suppose location-wise, are all of your studios in the Brighton area?
So 3 in Kemp Town and 1 in in town in Castle Street, which is part of the box gym.
Okay.
Lucy runs the box, and which is boxing gym and a gym, and they have a space downstairs which I've taken over as HumanKind.
And then you mentioned earlier the hot studio.
Yes.
So I've never done hot yoga. Is this what we're talking about? Hot yoga?
Hot yoga and hot Pilates now.
Okay, so tell me how that looks, because I'm sure there'll be people that also haven't tried it before. I've seen a few clips and I thought, oh, it looks a bit hot and sweaty, that.
Well, it's very hot.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would be a bit rubbish.
Yeah. It'd be false advertising, Lou, that, wouldn't it?
This isn't hot. Well, at the moment it might help. So we've got a hot studio. Basically we have infrared heaters on the ceiling. So infrared heaters directs the heat directly to the body. So it's really good for it's a really good detox, but it's not making the whole room, well, it is, the room is hot,
right,
but it's more directed to the body. It's like infrared saunas. They're much better for you.
Okay.
And it can go up to 36, 37 degrees.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's hot. And so hot yoga is the traditional, what we're used to hearing about, and with the studios. And now, as Pilates has evolved, we're now doing hot Pilates, which I am a massive fan of.
Okay.
It is just work your socks off and sweat and come out just like, on cloud 9.
Okay, so adding the heat, what does that do then? How does that make it different?
Well, you're sweating.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're detoxing.
Right.
You're eliminating all those toxins. You're working harder. The heart rate's going up. It's just it's more intense, and a faster way to well, if you're talking about calories and all of that, you know, burn those calories, work harder, your heart rate goes up quicker,
Right.
and you sweat everything out.
Oh, I don't know if I fancy it.
No, it's not for everyone.
No.
You know, it's absolutely not for everyone. Some people don't like the heat and they don't want to do. I mean, and then that's fine.
Yeah, and
you
then
know?
you can you've got the option, obviously, with your studios, you can do the normal, because I've done normal Pilates, as mentioned to you earlier, and a bit of yoga and whatnot. And I really like the idea of the dynamic Pilates I used to do with a friend called Kieran, so that you're moving in these positions.
Yeah. I mean, we have Pilates sculpt.
Right.
So we use weights and ankle weights, and so that it might be slightly different to that, but it's also got a bit of hit in it. You know, you're doing lunges, you're really working the arms. You've got heavier weights. You're doing a lot more core in terms of planks, side planks, push-ups, all of that, and then you've got the Pilates woven within that. I mean, at the moment, I'm now going further back into classical Pilates.
Okay.
So, which is you know, just sort of, I've realised myself that I'm going too far into the trend, the dynamic side, and I'm pulling myself back. So I'm training now in classical Pilates.
Okay, that's a really interesting reflection actually there. And I think that's something we have to do as founders, entrepreneurial women, is kind of be self-aware of what we're doing, and actually what could we also do that's going to benefit us in the future. So being aware of that. And we've had some lovely conversations, obviously, with Annie Murray, who's Annie Fitness Stenning, and the Everflight, who have kindly sponsored the series, Georgia, who's got her own wellness classes. She does yoga. She's looking to open a wellness space actually in Goddard's Green in a couple of years. And what would you say are the top health benefits to women, because it's predominantly women who are listening to this, to move their body, to get strong, to have that community around them? What's the best thing about that for women?
So sorry, so do you mean what's the benefits of doing that, or
of being active, of taking part in a class and actually strengthening your body?
I mean, it's longevity, it's your, I mean, everything, isn't it?
I
mean,
you feel better.
Building your bone mass, building your muscle mass, your mental health. You know, it's generally, and being part of a community, it's just, and being able to laugh and be around people, not online. It's just the whole package, really. I mean, I guess for me, I mean, I'm sorry, like I'm frowning at you, like, what do you mean? Doesn't everyone know this?
Do you know what? I hope that they do. I hope they do. But I just wonder sometimes what is stopping people from moving towards it. And I think it's I know from my sister who she's never done much exercise, gym and bits and pieces, but she's very slim, she's very healthy, she's very attractive. She feels like she doesn't need to. I'd love for her to get more strong. And I do wonder if it's that kind of introverted, kind of shy, kind of feeling a little bit less confident going into a class where you don't know anybody.
Absolutely. Yes.
Is that a barrier?
I mean, it's an intimidation, isn't it? Studios can be intimidating, and like we all feel. I mean, I go to a new studio, I'm nervous. I'm beforehand, I'm thinking, right, okay, where am I going to go? You know, what's the changing rooms like? You know, who's going to talk to me? Or if I'm staying in London or somewhere like that, and I try and find a local studio, I'm nervous. I think, oh my God, are they all going to be wearing this? Am I going to look like I'm from the village beyond? I don't know. You know, all those insecurities that we all have. And it's like everything, isn't it? You do it once and you go, actually, it was fine, wasn't it? And if it wasn't fine, don't go back. You know, they're not your vibe, they're not your people. But I hope at HumanKind we are, if anything, we're very much that way, rather than some people are like, oh, you know, I need more more of an environment where it's more serious, where it's very focused, and that is absolutely fine. You go find that space, but for us it's not. But yes, in terms of what are the benefits, I mean, it's longevity of life, isn't it? It's your heart, your muscles, your bones, your mind. People, I understand when someone doesn't do exercise, I always think, God, you look great, but are you going to look great, or are you going to feel great in about 20, 30 years? You know, you've got to stay strong, because
you've got to support yourself.
Your bones will start breaking down, your muscles will break down when you hit a certain age. You know that everything does go the other way.
And then I know that you're a mum, you mentioned earlier in the
Yes.
lift when we're coming up here. And is it a daughter? You've got a
Yes,
lovely
B.
daughter.
B.
B. So is she taking, does she take part in your classes? Is she kind of taking your entrepreneurial side? How's it working with her?
Not at all.
No, they're not always like us, are they, Lou?
I was like, I could wing this, but no, she's not. But she will do. You know what? She loves her drama, she loves her acting, and I think, and there's a bit of a thing, but as with families, it's like, oh, she's talking about yoga again. Oh,
Yes,
but like,
yeah.
you know that, yeah. So I think she is. She's part of her family. My husband and I, he's entrepreneurial. I think that will be within her. She's very
Yes.
creative. She's very funny. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love her to be, you know, what would I have done differently? I mean, I didn't train until I was 40 to become a yoga teacher. At 16, I'd have been doing it. I'd have had a
Yeah.
backup plan.
Yeah.
Do your teacher training. So, you know, when you're on holiday or you want to do something or you're trying to find a job after university or not going to university, go and teach, you know, because that's to me, it's just like a great thing for you to learn to do and to learn to look after your body early in life.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I'll keep going with that.
Keep us posted. They do their own thing, don't they?
Hey, you want to come to some Pilates? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're not up yet? No. Okay.
No, I know. This is the way it is. So on the champagne series, Lou, we always ask the same 3 questions.
Okay.
So it's question time for you now. My scruffy piece of paper. What is a truth about your life? Okay, so one that most people would never guess.
Oh, a truth that no one would guess. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to think about this.
Okay.
I know I'm a pretty open book.
It's all out there already. There's no guessing needed.
There's no secrets with me.
I suppose we've kind of tapped into it and explored that, you know, you've had an art gallery space, you've had a wedding.
I guess the wedding dress shop would be a surprise to a lot of people and a surprise to myself. Yeah. So maybe another truth is that I've never really used my creativity from, you know, that is fundamentally who I am. That's, you know, I have dreams about painting and drawing and that's my skill.
Okay.
That's my thing. And, you know, never really done anything with that.
Okay.
So, which would probably shock a few old friends.
Okay, how interesting. So if your older friends would think of you as this creative individual doing this artist.
Yeah, no, I can draw and paint things. I can look at something and paint it and draw it like it is, but that doesn't really make you any money. It's yeah, that's my skill.
Okay, so maybe in the future.
Absolutely, I've got to do it.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe that's what I'm doing next.
Yeah, I'll write it down. That's it. Good, you can do it whilst you're doing a Pilates move.
You're done. Let's go and do something.
I love it. And then the second question, where did you in your life abandon yourself at some point and how did you come back from that?
So when B was born, and I think that was when we had the art gallery, I think I lost a lot of myself then.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not going down the whole you have a baby, you lose, you know, it wasn't that really. B was very easy. I think I just went down the route of trying to find myself. And in the process, I lost myself through the gallery and through the wedding dress business. And maybe that was just ignorance or just a naivety.
Or a life exploration, Lou, as well.
Yeah. I mean, it was great to do those things, but was I happy? No. But then you can't be happy all the time, can you?
Yeah,
You've got to find your
brave enough to try. So what I see when you're saying this is I don't see a line of mistakes and where things go wrong. I see a woman who is trying and applying. And I think that's so important. I think it's really great for women to see, particularly if that business was done shortly after you had your daughter. I mean,
when she was in the cot. Well, I was in the studio. We had it sort of, yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's ambitious. I remember before I had my daughter, and I had actually, we had a barn at the back of our house at the time, my ex-husband and I had this vision that I'd put the baby, I mean, this is ridiculous, in one of those baby bouncers, right, hanging from the beams. And I would do some painting or sorting, whatever I was up to at the time. Like, I actually thought that's what my life would look like. Well, it didn't. It worked out. I couldn't even make myself toast because I had one hand because I was a baby. You know, it is a big shift. And I think that we do change as women. I certainly did. My identity did shift when I became a mother because I think we don't just have children. We become someone. We become a mother ourselves.
Yeah.
I see a very brave, bold, getting yourself out there and giving it a go. And it's interesting to me that it's taken those free hop, skips and a jump to find where you are being completely recognised for your strengths. And would you say you're happy where you are then at the moment?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not making that up either. I really do feel like I have found that place, and it's surprised me in a way, you know, because it's how it's evolved and how it's worked, and also a big massive thank God for that.
Yes.
You know, moment where you go, I mean, and it's not like, oh, this is brilliant, it's all working amazingly and I've really nailed it, because I'm nowhere near that. But I know that I'm on my path to feeling like that at some point in the next 20 years.
Yeah, but good. And how interesting that, and I wonder if you hadn't have had those experiences beforehand in those other businesses, then you maybe wouldn't have been able to make this as successful.
No, not at all. I mean, that's what they say. All your failures are your biggest successes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because that's, and you know, I'm thankfully now those failures are quite far behind me, and now after the 4 studios and setting up each studio, and each studio feels like a separate business or a new business again that you're setting up, because there's different systems in place, there's different people, there's different personalities.
Yeah.
You know, I'm almost on my I'm on my 7th business.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Do you know what? I really do. I applaud you and I see you, and I think it's sensational, because if you try something and it doesn't work, that doesn't mean you failed. It means you've learned and that wasn't the right thing. So apply what you've learned and go again.
Yeah.
And I think that message is what I would like to share here in this space. We've had all different people all different backgrounds, all women who have created something from nothing.
Yeah.
And actually quite often lost a lot in the process before they've made anything.
Yeah, totally. Yes. I think it's part of it, isn't it? I think, you know, you're very lucky to get anywhere without having that experience. And I think you need that experience to really go, oh, I really do need to know my figures. I really do need to absolutely want to do this 150%.
Yes.
Yeah, not 60%. Okay, well, I'll do it and then I'll get someone else to run it when I'm ready. So it's like, no, you always want to be thinking, this is my business. I'm going to be running this.
Yeah.
You never want to be handing it over or thinking you're going to hand it over because you want to do something else. Then you're not in it.
Yeah, so the passion for the projects you're working on and for the roles that you're creating, I suppose that's an important part. And you mentioned earlier your husband, what's he called?
Adam.
Adam. And Adam's your business partner as well. And do you feel that having him in your corner has helped you in your success?
Yeah, absolutely. He has a branding agency, so he helped me come up with HumanKind.
Right.
He has he's the sort of know your figures, Lou, man in the back of my head.
Okay,
you know,
good.
he's got the serious questions.
Yeah.
When I'm up on my cloud thinking about all the nice things of where to put this and that and how to make things look pretty. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Yeah.
And it's the yin and the yang thing, isn't it? Where it's almost like we do need those sensible voices. You're probably quite similar to me, Lo. I don't want to hear it. I just want to make it all lovely and do lovely things and make it all pretty and nice.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, he's just like, no, you have to. And then I've probably learned the hard way on how to do that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. I do really need to know those things.
Yes.
I need to have those hard conversations.
Yeah.
I need to know when it's not working and to be able to work out what to do next, not just sweep it under the carpet and keep going and hope it will be all fine, because that's a great thing to do, but it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work. I know. I
No.
keep trying that one. That
No.
carpet, I can't even walk over it now. It's got so much under it, I tell you.
Just like, get it all out.
I know, isn't it? And then our first question here, Lou. If a woman is watching this and perhaps she's feeling stuck where you once were,
Yes.
in business, in life, what does she need to hear? Not what sounds nice.
Just crack on.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah.
That's my, sorry, that's very blunt, isn't it? But I think you've got to get out of your head. If you don't know, it's not very complicated, this, but I'm not very complicated. If you don't try it, you do not know. And just find people around you that can support you, that can give you, that you can talk to, and then you just got to do it. You really have. I mean, if you've got the idea, if you're feeling stuck, or I mean, I can't express how important it is that you've just got to pull your pants up, and get going. And you might fail, you might be a success, but at least you've done it, because you can't change time,
Yeah. Okay. And leaving opportunities and ideas and unfulfilled dreams, you're never going to feel good with any of that.
No, that was much more eloquently put than me. Pull your pants up and crack on.
Pull your pants up and crack on. Lou, I love it. I'm going to come to one of your classes, that's for sure. I love it. Oh, it's so nice. So with you and your husband, Adam, did you say? Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a project that you're considering working on together in the future? So you said he's got his brand, and obviously you're heading up the wellness side with the studios. Would you go into another project together in years?
I probably not.
Right. This is interesting. We get this a lot, actually. Yes.
I mean, of course, but I don't think. I mean, we've done several businesses together,
Yeah.
and if anything, I think he's feeling comfortable enough now where he can go. I mean, he's got his own thing. He's got 100 ideas a day, he can go and do that, and I will quite happily let him do that. Yeah. And he feels safe now that it's HumanKind's. I'm in HumanKind. It's running. It's good, and I'm at a stage where he's confident, or we're both confident that I can do this.
Yes. Okay. So it's nice to have him there as a support, but you're not in a hurry to start something new together.
Unfortunately not.
No, just as well. I mean, I don't think, I mean, I'm single anyway, Lou, so I haven't got anyone to start it with at present, but I think that I just don't think it would work for me.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what you bring to the table, doesn't it? I mean, he's very much, I mean, he's been great for the brand. And, HumanKind came from, he bought a website called HumanKind. He bought the domain name. It was when you buy domain names and he does. And he had HumanKind in his back pocket. He was going to make a clothing brand out of it. And I'd created my business. I was like, HumanKind sounds great. Give it to me.
Yeah, good.
So, there was nothing sort of really deep and meaningful. We didn't have a massive brainstorm and come up with HumanKind. It's like, oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it does sound good. It's really nice, actually.
Yeah, it works.
And it's how you've become known. And I suppose just before we finish off today, is there a case study or a story of someone you've met since you started HumanKind that you could share, that they've joined and they've had different changes in their life, they've been able to achieve more, anything like that?
I guess recently I've been struck more by how many people come through the door with mental health issues.
Okay.
Or they have something that they're not very well. And that's really struck me on how HumanKind has helped them. I think it's more tangible when you see someone come through the door who is mentally or physically going through some tough times. And then I guess I support everyone, but that's where I really want to support someone, because I can literally see how they change over the weeks and the days. And it's that you don't have to have big conversations with them. You just have to know that you're a part of their wellness journey. So, I mean, and I have people in mind, but obviously I'm not going to say who they are, but they come through the door and then they'll get to a point where life is it's just really, really overbearing for them, or they're really not very well. And and then that's where humankind will come in and really just gather around you and try and support you, whether it's free membership, I'm not saying that I give everyone free membership, but you've got to, everyone's an individual that comes through that door. And that's the ones that really make me go home and think, okay, I'm doing something good. You know, for people that have generally an okay life and have an income and come through the door and have a great time, perfect, love it.
Yeah.
But the people that really, really need humankind for their well-being, that's when it makes me really happy. Does that kind of answer your...
I think it's beautiful actually, Lou, because if you can go to bed at night and know that you've made that type of impactful change on somebody's life through something you've created and through the space that you've held for them, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it is. And you kind of forget that. Or maybe that's not why I created it. But when you realize that's what's coming out of it, I didn't even go that deep. I just, just create something great and have a nice time and let's all do some fitness. But actually, it's much bigger than that.
Yeah, and bigger for people in their lives and where their lives are heading, and how brave for people who are really struggling and suffering with identity, mental health, physical, emotional health, to actually have the strength to be brave and bold and go into a space and try to work on that and change it.
Absolutely. I think they're braver than anyone, just to be able to come in and move when they're feeling whatever they're feeling and knowing that they have to do it to move forward for their well-being. I think it's commendable because I don't know if I could do it. I just want to hide away until the world got better. But people don't, and they come in and they are so grateful. Just unbelievably grateful for because it's small steps for people and just giving them a little bit of hope.
Changing lives. Go on, Lou.
Changing lives. Yeah, go on then.
Go on, Lou.
Take it.
With your human movement in your wedding dress and everything else. I love it. Come on, you.
Fish and chip shop.
I love it. So anybody who's listening who are in the Brighton area, how could they have a little look at your classes, your studios, and get in touch if they wanted to, Lou?
Okay, so our website is humankind.co.uk. We also have an app, which you just search for HumanKind Studios. And then under there, you will see our 4 studios and it tells you everything. We have 4 or 5 classes a day per studio.
Wow.
Got about 60 teachers.
Wow.
So yeah. So there's a lot going on in there, and we have memberships that cover all of. I won't go too salesy. Memberships that cover all the studios or just one studio. There's something for everyone. Yeah.
Okay, it sounds like the cool community to be part of with movement in Brighton. Well, it's what I've heard. I'm going to have to come along, but I'm not coming to one of them hot ones.
I'll just find you something hard and not hot.
Yeah, hard's fine, just not hot.
Yeah, okay.
And you're on Instagram as well, I suppose.
Yes, we're humankind.movement.
Well, it's just been lush talking to you, actually, Lou. I feel like I want to go have a beer now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or a glass of champagne.
We just crack over the champagne.
Let's do it. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Lucy. Thank you.
So this episode has been kindly sponsored by Everflight Vineyard in Sussex. We've met the lovely Lou from HumanKind Studios. It's been an absolute pleasure here again at the Podcast Room Brighton. I'm Lucy Black. This is BrightIAM, and we will see you next time.